Hi guys, good afternoon. How are you doing? How has your day been? I hope you are all good. Happy weekend. Today is Saturday. Welcome to my channel. This is Vera. I'm so happy to be with you people once more. My last video, I was saying something about how I absconded and I ended video because I never wanted the video to be very long. But before I continue, I would like to welcome everybody, especially my subscribers, those of you that have been watching my video. I'm so grateful. I so much appreciate you. And some of you that may be seeing me for the first time, you're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm also urging you to please subscribe, hit the notification bell, give me a thumbs up so next time when I upload, you'll be notified. So, like I was saying on my last video, I was talking about why I absconded from chemotherapy, and that one was part one because I couldn't finish it. I never wanted the video to be too long. So today we'll start from part two. So the video ended by me telling you people that I was preparing my daughter, trying to prepare her mind, trying to make her live a motherless life in case anything happens to me, trying to make her strong, trying to make her stay without me. So after I prepared her mind, I decided on my own that let me just watch the thing spread and do what it wants to do. That is better I die peacefully at home than going to go and pass through the pain. Maybe it's just like burning me. Instead of them burning me, at the end of the day, I would still die. Chemotherapy, the injection, sometimes I think some of them are injections, some of them are tablets. It's very painful. Some they pass it through the vein. It's very painful. You see some adults when they want to take it, when it's their turn, they'll be crying. So I just felt, let me just stay at home and die. Like I don't know how I told whether I told the people that that period the pain I was passing through was much already. I couldn't raise my hand. My daughter used to help me to wear my clothes. I couldn't do certain things. I was so slim. But I could do one thing. I could still read. I could still reason. So, I started thinking about certain things, started thinking, reading, started researching. I could still press my phone. So I read up so many articles. I made some research and I came up with something. I found out that I was the one that contributed to my problem. Yes, most of us that had cancer in the past, or those that are still having cancer now, one way or the other, you contributed. You might not believe me. You see, in the hospital, doctors will not tell you this. All they tell you is that it's genetic. They believe it's from gene. Maybe the person's mother or father or great grandfather, somehow, anyway, is in the person's blood. But in my own case, it's not in anybody's blood. It's not because I asked my mother and I asked some aunties and even uncles, and it has not happened to anybody in my family. So when I traced it, when I looked at it critically, I traced it to what I was eating. Like I told you people, I don't know what I said it there. That I wasn't eating well. I used to eat frozen foods. My major meat then was frozen foods. That one they call orobo chicken. If you go to where they sell frozen food, just tell them you want to buy orobo. They know what they will give you. That was my major meat. I used to make stew and soup. Anytime I want to make soup, that's what I use. Then I was not buying all this cow meat. Even cow meat is better than that. I wasn't buying it because cow meat is grass fed. Orobo chicken, they use hormonal foods to feed them. I wasn't eating cow meat like that. Even cow meat as a cancer patient, you don't need cow meat. But I'm trying to say something. As at that time, I wasn't even eating cow meat. I used to eat frozen foods. That's horrible. That was what I was eating. So when I checked the way I was eating, and when I checked, compared it to what I found out from the research, I found I wasn't eating well. So I had to retrace my step. I stopped eating horrible chicken. And like I told you people, I said it that I used to eat sardine. I used to drink tea and bread. I love tea and bread. I used to love it those days. At least almost every 2 days, I used to drink bread and tea. The tea will be so creamy. I'll put enough milk, then I'll put make the whatever tea, all those Ovaltine and the rest of them, or Bonvita or whatever. I'll make it very thick. Then the sardine, I'll mash sardine, put mayonnaise inside. Some of you that eat like that, it's very delicious, but it's not good in our system. I'll mash it, I'll eat it. It's not healthy because sardine has preservative in it. Have you asked yourself what is keeping that sardine? That sardine may have been produced for the past 1 year, or even 6 months or 8 months. All of us know that fish, if you buy fish today, by tomorrow you should finish it unless you put it in the freezer. If you don't warm it, it will spoil. That kind of fish that when you eat it today and you don't warm it, it spoils. That's the best fish you should be eating. But I was eating what's it called? Sardine. Sardine that has preservative. I'll mash it with mayonnaise. Mayonnaise has preservative and it's full of fat. I will be eating this. So I stopped eating it. I stopped eating it. I decided to place my food on plant-based. I stopped eating that kind of meat. I even stopped eating fish. Yes, I stopped eating fish too. So I just changed my way of eating. I remember that when we were small, let me even ask you people, when did you eat what's it called? Mushroom last? I remember when we were small, my mom used to give us mushroom. She used to make soup and she would pieces mushroom inside and put it there. So I found out that mushroom is good. So I started looking for ways to buy mushroom. I started searching, hunting for mushroom. And somehow I found it and I started adding it to my dish. So I decided to place my food on plant-based and stop eating packaged foods. I stopped eating from packets, from packs, anything that is packed, unless that thing I don't have option. That's the only way. Like oats. Oats was only packed food I know I used to eat then. I think so. Oats. And those days before I even had this thing, I love oats naturally. I love oats. And I can put one tin of milk inside a plate of oats because I want it to be creamy. So I was doing all this then. So when I found out, I stopped taking, what's it called? Milk. I stopped adding it to my oats. So I stopped eating meat. I stopped eating it at all. I wasn't even eating cow skin. I stopped eating it. I stayed away. So I stopped doing all these things. Then I stopped eating carbohydrates. Yes. And I know somebody will say, so you stop eating fish, you stop eating meat, you stop eating milk, drinking milk. So where are we going to get our carbohydrates? You get your carbohydrate from plant-based foods. Example is beans, and little you can even take little soybean milk. Soybean is not really too good, but since it's plant-based, if you want to take it, you want to take milk, you can use soybean, just make milk out of it and use the milk. You can as well use what's it called? Almond milk. Then I started making things by myself. I stopped buying ready-made things. For example, you not go and buy almond milk that they've made. You can make it yourself. It's so simple. Just blend your almond and you see that it's milky. You add it to whatever you want to take. If there's anything you want to take that you want it to have the taste of milk, use that's plant-based milk. Buy almond milk. That was what I was using. Almond milk. I was using coconut milk made by me, and I stopped using groundnut oil. That groundnut oil, all those groundnut oil that you're seeing that they're calling vegetable oil, how vegetable is it? Did I make groundnut oil myself? If you see the quantity of groundnut I used to make groundnut oil, if you see the little groundnut oil that came out of that groundnut, that is the original groundnut oil, but very little. So I decided to be making my coconut oil by myself. That was what I was using to cook my food, coconut oil, or what's it called? Olive oil, original one. These were the two types of oil I was using. So I changed my food. I stopped eating white rice. In fact, the kind of rice I used to eat those days was polished rice. I stopped eating polished rice. So if there's anybody that has cancer that is eating rice, the person should stop it. These days, sometimes when I call some people, because I also have a Facebook page where I talk about it, but I'm more on YouTube now anyway. Few people that I've talked to, if I ask the person, what did you eat this month? She'll say bread. Or what did you eat yesterday? She'll say rice. You know? I stopped eating rice. Rice. I stopped eating. The only rice I was eating was brown rice. So you are, as a cancer patient, you can eat brown rice, you can eat black rice, you can eat red rice. You may be saying, where can you get red rice? We have it in big supermarkets. There are some shops like Indian shops. Like there's this one at that bus stop. I don't really I get confused between the Diroko bus stop and yeah, Idiroko and Obanikoro. These two bus stops confuses me. Obanikoro, Idiroko, that Roko, the two of them confuses me. If you're coming from Ikorodu, the bus stop is at the right hand side. If you're coming from Ikorodu, going to Ojuelegba, that's in Lagos State now. Because I don't know where you're watching this thing from. If you're coming from Ikorodu, going to Ojuelegba, Ojuelegba is a popular place in Lagos State. Even Ikorodu is popular. So if you're coming from there going to Ojuelegba, there is this bus stop where they have keke marwas. Before you even get to Pangrove, there's this also where they have keke marwas. I think it's called Obanikoro, either Obanikoro or Idiroko, any of these two. So when you stop there, there are keke marwas that are going to a place called Olorun Sunda. So this keke marwa, when you enter it, I think it's just 100 naira. When they stop you, just enter the keke marwa, going to Olorun Sunda. When you get to Olorun Sunda is a street, or let me call it, yeah, it's a street. So that's Olorun Sunda Street is where they have that Indian shops. If you get there, you see black rice, you see um red rice, then you see some other things. So this type of rice you see there, they also have brown rice. But if you don't want to stress yourself, depending on where you are, because not everywhere they have all these kind of shops, especially if you're in a village, you can just be eating brown rice. Like me, that was what I was really eating, brown rice. That one is very, very much available. Even if you have to look for that one, you don't have to go far like that. So, but what if due to one reason or the other you don't have brown rice? You can eat this our local rice. This our local rice that has stones, that still have the is it bands they call it. You have to wash it, pick it very well, eat it. That one is better than polished white rice. That's the kind of rice you'll be eating, and you eat it once in a while. If you can even stay away from it, fine. If you can stay away from it, fine. But if you must eat it once in a while, that our Nigerian local rice, you know. Then you can be eating more of brown rice. That is the rice you should be eating: brown rice, black rice, or red rice. Any of these three rice. But if due to one reason or the other you can't get red rice or black rice, then face brown rice. And if due to one reason or the other too, brown rice is not available or it's too expensive, you can't afford it. Because those days I used to buy brown rice 1 derika, 600, 500, depending. You may go to somewhere they say it's 500, get to another place they say it's 600. But now ordinary normal rice is about 500 or 600 or so. Or I think, or 400. I know beans is 600, and beans is now more expensive than rice. So rice should be like 500. So if you cannot get brown rice, is not available, or is you can't afford it, eat our local rice. But I will advise you to eat once in a while, once in a blue moon, or if you can cope, stay away from meat. A cancer patient does not eat white rice. In fact, the kind of food you should be eating should be colored food, colorful food. No, let me not say colored food, colorful food. You see this my shirt, you see this my beautiful color shirt. Your food should be colorful like this. You'll be wondering, yes, okay, this purple represents this cabbage that they call red cabbage. We have yellow pepper, we have red pepper, we have, let your food be colorful. That's just the best way to define the kind of food you should be eating. So what am I trying to say? I started eating more of vegetables and fruits. Of course, fruits are colorful. You understand? We have mango, which is yellow. We have so many colorful fruits. So those were the main foods I was eating. I stayed away from um carbohydrates, meat, milk, bread. I stayed away from those things and started eating local foods from the farm, fruits in their whole form, not that one that they have prepared, package it for you, and you go and buy. No. So those were the kind of foods I was eating. God, till I come your way next time. Don't forget to like, share. There are some people that are looking for this. Bye.